The year is 1863. Our country is at war with itself and deeply divided. In Massachusetts, a 17-year-old boy leaves home and catches a train to Washington, D.C. to join the Union Army. Charlie soon saw action at Chancellorsville, but later fell ill and was sent home. He returned to the field in August. In late November, he was once again on the battlefield at New Hope Church, Virginia. December 1st, his father, who had lost his wife tragically 2 years prior, was eating alone at home when he received a telegram. Charlie had been shot in the left shoulder, the bullet exiting through the right, but it had nicked his spine, almost paralyzing him. His father left immediately to be with him in Washington, D.C. And when Charlie was well enough to travel, they returned to Cambridge, where Charlie's father would stay by his bedside for weeks, caring for him. On Christmas Day, 1863, Charlie's father, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, wrote a poem seeking to capture the dissonance in his own heart at the world he observed around him. He heard the Christmas bells ringing and the singing of peace on earth, but he observed a world of injustice and violence that seemed to mock the truthfulness of this optimistic outlook. The poem was later set to music, and we know it as I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. The theme of listening recurs throughout the poem, eventually leading to a confident hope that even in the midst of despair, we can recount that God is alive and his righteousness shall prevail. Now, most people naturally think about Silent Night on Christmas Eve, but I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day may be an even better fit, especially this year. Here are the lyrics. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. I thought how, as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair, I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. For many people, the oft-described Christmas cheer seems foreign from their actual experience. Right now, many people are experiencing loneliness over being away from their family, and some are grieving not only the loss of a loved one, but their life situation, and maybe even the circumstances of their community. Yet we need to remember that because of the incarnation, God isn't absent from the world, but he's intimately involved in it. God entered human existence as an infant on the first Christmas to begin his great work to heal the world's brokenness and to bring about reconciliation. As the scriptures remind us, all this is from God, who through Christ reconciled us to himself and gave us the ministry of reconciliation. That is, in Christ, God was reconciling the world to himself, not counting their trespasses against them, and entrusting to us the message of reconciliation. Therefore, we are ambassadors for Christ, God making his appeal through us. We implore you, on behalf of Christ, be reconciled to God. For in him, all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of his cross. And you, who were once alienated and hostile in mind, doing evil deeds, he is now reconciled in his body of flesh by his death, in order to present you holy and blameless and above reproach before him, if indeed you continue in the faith, stable and steadfast, not shifting from the hope of the gospel that you heard, which has been proclaimed in all creation under heaven. Longfellow was right. God is not dead or sleeping. The right will prevail. The wrong will fail. And we have a child born in Bethlehem to thank for that. So this Christmas, as you hear the bells ringing, remember there will be peace on earth because of the greatest gift ever given, Jesus. May God bless you, and from my family to yours, Merry Christmas.